Mock Draft Monday, and I got a mock draft for you. What's crack-a-lackin'? It's your boy Broshmo. Just in case you did not know, so go ahead, become a bro and subscribe. Leave this video a thumbs up if you enjoy the content. As always, let me know what you think in the comment section below. We're at a nice, beautiful football discourse. Now, I do these mock drafts weekly because I like to experiment with different possibilities and scenarios. And even though I kind of disagree with this route, I'm just going to assume the Bears stick with Justin Fields, and I'm going to draft accordingly, which means I'm going to stay put with this first overall pick, and I'm going to get Marvin Harrison Jr. for the Chicago Bears. Me personally, I think you draft your quarterback of the future. You're picking one. You're picking first overall. This ain't even your pick. I don't think it's very likely that they get put in they're going to be bad enough. If the Justin Fields experiment doesn't work out in the future to be in a predicament like this, that they'd have to trade away, whether it's capital on the team or draft capital to get back to that position if things do, well, not go well with Fields. So I just think it's the financially more responsible, and I think it's the smarter, more logical way to go. But let's say they're encouraged enough by what they see from Fields down the stretch here. They stay at this pick to get, quote unquote, a generational prospect at the wide receiver position to pair up with DJ Moore, knowing they won't get it if they trade down. So grabbing Marvin Harrison Jr. here. And now this is kind of weird, right? I'm here with the Cardinals, and it's like, okay, I could take Olu, or I can notice that there's a lot of holes on this team defensively. Now with Marvin Harrison off the board, let's work a trade back. And there were only two things I kind of made up my mind prior to this draft. Everything else is kind of going to be basically off the cuff. Is I know I'm taking Marvin Harrison 1, which probably means I need a trade here at 2. I need a trade. So I was exploring what teams could move up, and I've primarily focusing here on the Giants and the Buccaneers as likely candidates to move up to that 2 spot. And I was looking, okay, what could they move? Like, obviously we're going to see multiple first rounds. So we're going to see 2 first rounders probably go to get there, to try to get the first quarterback off the board. So it's definitely going to be a first this year, first next year. It's likely going to be a second rounder this year for both teams. And I think they could probably fit in a third rounder, or maybe even a day 2 or a day 3 pick from the 2025 draft, depending on what asset, what player can they offer, much like the Bears got DJ Moore from the Panthers. What player can they offer that, okay, maybe they don't have, their contract doesn't end, their contract may end next season, and they can re-up. They're young enough to where, like, okay, yeah, we're willing to like re-up this player and make them a part of our rebuild for the Cardinals. And I'm not gonna lie, the Giants didn't have a lot of options, me personally, that I liked for the Cardinals, and it came down to what the Buccaneers could offer, and that's ultimately who I have traded up here. I have the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. We're going to send the 7th overall pick. We're going to send a first next year. We're going to send the second rounder. And we're going to send like it could be a third, it could be a fourth. I don't really care which. And I'm actually going to send Carlton Davis, whose contract's not up at the end of the season, but at the end of 2025. He's actually he's younger than Jamil Dean, but I do think Jamil Dean's the better player. That's why I'm more willing to give up a Carlton Davis, who's kind of been up and down, but young enough to maybe get into the Jonathan Gannon system and find yourself with maybe a good cornerback 1 or a good cornerback 2. Regardless, we're adding a veteran. I say veteran, he's like 26 years old. But we're at an experienced player, and we're at a competition to the position. So I'm going to go ahead, send that trade through. We got the Tampa Bay Buccaneers now on the board. And I'm actually going to take Drake Maye. I think Drake Maye is probably maybe the better scheme fit and might not have the ludicrous ceiling of a Caleb Williams, but you maybe feel safer about the floor. So we're going to take Drake Maye here. And the Cardinals, they move down to 7. New England Patriots, we're taking a quarterback. Mac Jones. Nah, he ain't it. I am full conspiracy theory that Bill Belichick is tanking this year. So go ahead, get their quarterback. Real quick, I got to mention, Walk the Mock streams are back. We're going to be doing a 2-round mock draft tomorrow. And if you're unfamiliar with what Walk the Mock is, it's a draft simulator where you pick a team and draft against other people. They're a load of fun. We're going to be doing this through the remainder of the NFL season and all through draft season. But you do have to be a premium member, whether that's monthly or for the year at Walk the Mock. But don't worry, I got a promo code. Broshmo gets you 20% off whether you want to do that monthly or for the year. We're going to be ramping that up as we get closer to the draft. So there's going to be like 2, 3, 4 live streams a week. And it's just a ton of fun. So hopefully you could join us for that. Let's go ahead, get into this Bears pick because I was thinking about it and I was like, I kind of want to trade this pick. And I came into this like, okay, I'm just going to do this one trade. But I'm sitting here and I'm like, okay, I don't mind taking Fashanu and then you could just have Braxton Jones as a swing tackle. He does feel a little too good to be a swing tackle. So maybe you trade him, get like a 3rd, 4th, though you used a 4th to draft him. So maybe you try to get a 3rd for him. Or we could just trade back and maybe get a defender. So the question is, who would want to trade up? You look at Washington, you look at the Giants, and you got to assume, okay, whoever's trading up here probably wants a tackle. And the first teams that stick out, of course, are the Jets and the Titans. The Jets, they're kind of missing a 2nd rounder now because of the Aaron Rodgers trade. So that kind of sucks. I don't think they'd be able to move up, but the Titans can. And this is probably going to be a trade similar to the Paris Johnson trade where the Cardinals moved back up to the 6th pick. I imagine it's going to be similar in draft capital to that. I just like the Cardinals. Where are you at, Tennessee? So basically, Bears give us the 4th. We give them the 10th. We give them pick 42. They give us pick 68. And then we give them pick 147. If you're unfamiliar, the Detroit and the Arizona trade, very similar to this, where Cardinals move up to 6, and they also get pick 81, while they give the Lions pick 12, pick 34, and pick 168. So similar. But we're going to go ahead and send that trade through. We're now drafting for the Titans. I'm going to go ahead and take Fashanu, which means I'm sitting here with Washington, and I'm not taking quarterback 3. I've seen some Sam Howell hate up in there. I'm like, I think he's shown enough in year 1 as a starter to be like, okay, let's give him another ride. I don't have to reach for quarterback 3 here. We could talk about Brock Bowers, but I think the move, Brock Bowers, very sexy pick, but I think I'm just going to go with the next, since OT2 is here for me. And Joe Alt, well worth a top 10, top 5 pick. So we're going to go ahead and snag him, which now I'm sitting here with the Giants and I'm like, this kind of sucks. Now I want to trade out. But I don't think that will be the case. So instead, I'm probably, rather than going with OT3, I'll probably go with wide receiver 2. Could go with Brock Bowers. They do have Darren Waller there. He's been banged up, unfortunately, this season. So you're hoping he gets healthy next year. And I really don't think I'm gonna take a quarterback, because I do think there's a pretty big gap between quarterback 1 and 2 to quarterback 3. I think that there's a pretty substantial gap, and I'd rather move down. I'm not gonna lie, I'll probably get to pick 11, pick 12, and I'll think about quarterback. I'm not sold that I'd be taking one. So if it's not Brock Bowers, then we're going receiver. What is my question is, because I got Neighbors, I got Odunze, I got Coleman, all relatively similarly ranked. Who's the guy that I want? And I'm thinking it's Malik Neighbors. Like Keon Coleman, body type would be, love that. But getting someone that's just so good after the catch, I think matters. So I'm going to go with Malik Neighbors to pair up with Jalen Hyatt. And I mean, they got Darren Waller. It's kind of like a jumbo receiver anyway. All right, we're here with the Cardinals. We moved back, haven't made our first selection, and who would have thought we get our pick of whatever defender we want. And the question is, what defender do we want? Oh man, that's fair. It's probably edge, since we got Carlton Davis. If I want to get corner, I could get it later in the draft. I could go Keon Coleman here, actually. Do I feel like the edge class will fall? Their pick is at 17. I mean, the edge class has fallen in so many of my mocks that I could probably get away with just... No, Keon Coleman. Would I get Keon Coleman? I'll probably get Odunze. Yeah. No, I feel comfortable. Like, the edge class is relatively close to one another. Not gonna lie to y'all, I am. Jayden Newton is on the brain a little bit too, but I think, yeah, no, wide receiver is probably the call. And I think we're, because like, if you think Michael Wilson's supposedly supposed to be the Keon Coleman for the Cardinals, so you're probably looking for something a little different. I think it probably is Odunze. I'm gonna snag Odunze here. Like I said, those three receivers, they're just they're all relatively similarly ranked to me. It's just it depends on maybe specifically what that team is looking for. We're here for the Jets. We've just seen a ton of receivers come off the board. And now I'm sitting here like, okay, Keon Coleman, or do I take whoever offensive tackle 3 is for me? And I mean, I think, I personally think it's Joe Douglas. He loves the trenches. I think you're probably going to go with tackle because you got to protect Aaron Rodgers. The offensive line hasn't been like stellar this season. A lot of that's because of injury. I want, like, you could bring back Mekhi Becton, but injury is always going to be a concern with him. I think you could still bring him back and make this draft pick. And I think that's what I'm going to do. Question is, who is OT3 for me? Oh, who would be the pick? I think it's Fuaga. It's Fuaga for me. Like Mims, let's see the playoff run. Because now, like, he's back healthy, and now he has to get Alabama, and then they're going to go to the playoffs, assuming they don't lose to Bama. And let's see how he does against that competition. So, because I think Armarius Mims gets back into this top 10, top 15 discussion. I mean, he still, for me, I am still considering him here. All right, we got the Chargers. The wise play is defense, and it's probably the secondary, whoever that may be. Who do I want to go in the secondary? I think it's secondary. Yeah, no, it's secondary. Do I get Jayden Newton? Just keep adding players up front. Well, no, J.C. Jackson didn't work. Michael Davis is on a down year. I don't know if he's a free agent after this season, off the top of my head. So I think it's probably wiser to just invest. For me, Nate Wiggins, Kool-Aid McKinstry are kind of the top choices. I'm gonna go with, currently I do have Wiggins now as cornerback 1. They're very close to one another. But I am going to take him here as cornerback 1. The Chicago Bears, look at that. That edge class fell for me. The edge class fell. I get my pick of whatever edge I want. But tell me why I'm like, Jayden Newton sounds kind of enticing. He really, really does. Though I do think it's wiser to take the edge. I don't know if Matt Eberflus is still the head coach. I'm gonna assume that he is. So I'm probably looking at Chop Robinson or Jared Verse. And I think I'm gonna go with actually Jared Verse because he's the more all-around player. Yeah, I'm gonna go with Jared Verse. So we come out with Marvin Harrison Jr. and Jared Verse while Brock Bowers is still on the board. And there were a few places I could have taken Brock Bowers. Here included, but I'm not. I mean, because Brock Bowers is so good. I mean, you gotta think about him here, right? If I'm the Raiders, like honestly, Andrew O'Connell didn't have I don't think he's the answer. I think he's gonna be a high-end backup. So you still might want to take quarterback here, but I don't think they have to necessarily. You can see what falls to you in day 2. Okay, what do we do instead? I know some Raiders fans want tackle, but I think adding more players on the defense might be more ideal. Jayden Newton's here. I think I'm taking Jayden Newton. Not a sexy pick, but I think Jayden Newton has top 10 potential. So I'm going to go ahead and snag him here, the Raiders. All right. Man, I'm sitting here with the Saints. Keon Coleman sitting there if I want to grab a receiver. Replace Michael Thomas. We did see glimpses of A.T. Perry. Not this past week, but I think week prior. Oh no, it may have been actually a week before that because I think they had the bye. But Brock Bowers, I mean, they got Taysom Hill, but come on. I love Taysom Hill, man, but it's just his contract sucks. They signed Juwan. Dude, Brock Bowers is such a good. No, I can't. He's such a good value here. I wonder how much Saints fans might hate that. It is what it is. All right, I'm here. This one's gonna be Kool-Aid McKinstry. I think tackle would be fun, but there's already 3 tackles off the board. I talked about how Nate Wiggins and Kool-Aid McKinstry are fairly close to one another for me. So I'm just gonna go ahead and get him here for the Packers. I don't think Eric Stokes has returned. No, he hasn't returned yet this season. Carrington Valentine had a solid game, but still kind of want to reel back and add more talent to that position. Okay, I'm sitting here with the LA Rams. I feel like tackle has to be it, but that defense does need more help. I got a lot good edge talent on the board. I think I'm gonna take it. I think I'm gonna keep Latu in LA. Oh no, I'm gonna take Dallas Turner. Man, okay, because how big was Byron Young? How big is Byron Young? $250. Do I really want to keep getting light? Because I mean, Latu, I'm not gonna pretend like he's a phenomenal run defender. He's pretty, I think, mid in that regard, but at least he gives you size because he's coming in at 265. Yeah, I think I'm going to go with Liatu Latu. We're going to keep him in LA. Here with the Bengals, and Keon Coleman's on the board, man. I mean, yes, please, sign me up. I'll take him. Just another phenomenal receiver. And then, so your new 3 receivers moving forward will likely be Jamar Chase, Keon Coleman, and then Andre Yoshivas. Be your 3 guys, which is scary. That's a lot of size. Ooh, I love it. Buffalo Bills. I want defense for the Bills, probably. Too early to take safety. I could go with... Ooh, that's not true. I got Cooper DeJean here. I could go with edge talent. Get them some more help out on the edge. Probably the place to go. Looking at the remainder of the board. Coleman's off. I don't want to take the next tier of receivers here. So I'm probably just going to try to get explosive on the edge, and I'll take Chop Robinson. Opposed to like Dallas Turner, like Robinson plays with his hand in the dirt. Turner freelances. I say freelances, but there's multiple things, but for the most part, he is a stand-up guy, stand-up pass rusher. I'm sure he's a stand-up guy as well. But with Turner, again, size is an issue, and you're going to be having these guys play along the line. So that's probably the pick there for me, man. It's going to be Chop. Which, hey, Dallas Turner's here. That's fine. He fits the defense. What did I do with? I got Rome Odunze. Yeah, I'm probably taking Dallas Turner here. Here we go. Now we're here with the Denver Broncos, man. They're winning games now. Watch out. So what do we do with them then? Winning games? What do we do with them? We could take a tackle. Honestly, tackle's probably where I want to be. Or anything else? Like, again, edge, but now all the top edge talent off the board. Braylon Trice, JT Tuimoloau are the next guys, but I don't know if I like them inside the top 20 right now. I could take quarterback of the future, but I'd rather that be like a JJ McCarthy, guy with a little bit more youth to him, since we're going to be with Russ for a little bit. Like Cooper DeJean, he's a thought. Nah, yeah, I think it's tackle. I think we're going tackle here, which I'm probably. Oh man, it could be Latham or it could be Mims. Okay, man, Latham's been really good. Mims, maybe we still go with the wait and see approach. Yeah, we're just gonna go with Latham, and then we'll see if Mims could how he plays out the rest of the year and plays like he's been. If he just maintains what he's done the last few weeks since returning, then yeah, no, this guy's gonna shoot up. I'm actually gonna think about this one, the Atlanta Falcons. And while I think about it, let me give a shout out to today's sponsor, Underdog Fantasy. When you use promo code Broshmo, when you sign up at Underdog Fantasy, they'll match that first deposit up to $100 dues. That's right, the promo code is right there at the bottom of the video that you are witnessing right now. Underdog Fantasy, best place to play weekly best ball, or my favorite, higher lower on player props. But as always, please bet responsibly and bet within your means. Let's go ahead. Let's get this sucker going. I'm starting to think Jayden Daniels. Because I think, well, I mean, okay, Bo Nix, it's not like Bo Nix is slow. Because he's not. He's actually super athletic. Doesn't have the pop of Daniels. Daniels is younger, but I think you're getting the better passer. There, I said it. with Bo Nix. I do think you're getting the better passer with Bo Nix. I really, really do. Yeah, I think that's where I'm going to go. I'm going to go with Bo Nix. He's my quarterback 3 anyway, so it makes sense. We got the Indianapolis Colts. Wide receiver could be on the table. We're at pick 20. Maybe I don't want to take it here because, again, you're dropping into that next tier. We don't need to go offensive line, or at least at the tackle position. I don't want to go with interior either. This feels just too early for it. Cooper DeJean's a thought, gives you some flexibility. Maybe you even look at like Kamari Lassiter, Denzel Burke. Yeah, those would be the guys I'm probably looking at. All right. Well, what do we do? Would anyone want to trade up? Someone want to trade up Jayden Daniels now that quarterback's coming off the board? Seattle maybe move up a spot, make that move. Team that feels like they already got a lot going on. Man, Vikings wouldn't do that. If they sensed the Seahawks were moving up, then they would move up, I think. Yeah, I feel like the Vikings would move up. If that were the case. All right, well, what else then can we do? I don't really see a player outside of Mims and what would be moving up for it. I'm not gonna lie. I don't think the Steelers got to move up for Mims if they don't want to. Yep, that's right. I'm already looking ahead for the Steelers. I think I probably just go with Cooper DeJean, get a versatile piece in the secondary there. Yeah, he's kind of the high outside of Mims. He's the next highest guy on my board. So I'm just going to go ahead and send that one. Minnesota Vikings, I kind of already said it out loud. I think I'm going with Jayden Daniels. Get your quarterback of the future. I don't think I need to elaborate much on that. We got the Seattle Seahawks. What do I do here with the Seahawks, man? Trade back? Who's moving up for what? Again, it would be tackle and okay. Okay, let's say my Dolphins move up. That's right, I'm a Dolphins fan. Tired of Terran Armstead. Dude, we just don't have draft capital. That's the thing. I'm gonna need something higher than pick 162, so I can't do that. I just can't do that. I ain't giving away 57. Ugh. And I don't want to turn pick 57 into 76, so yeah, I just can't do it as for the Dolphins. Yeah, no, I just literally can't. So I guess I'm stuck here picking for the Seahawks. This could be just take a best player on the board scenario. I feel like that's kind of it. Not Emeka Buka. Do I just send it and just keep Michael Penix? Like Michael Penix, I'm not 100% I'm willing to take him the first. But I mean, he's such early, like, yeah, he's like so early day two, like early second round for me that I'm okay with taking him into the back end. Yeah, probably shouldn't even been a thought. There we go. We're taking Michael Penix. So all the quarterbacks just coming off the board here. I could definitely now, without a shadow of doubt, tell you I'm not willing to take any other quarterback in the first round. Like JJ McCarthy included. Steelers, I already kind of said it. I want Armarius Mims, please. Thank you. I now have Georgia tackles. Beautiful. Move Jones to left. And then bam, you got Mims at right. Or vice versa, doesn't really matter. We got the Houston Texans on the board. A lot of areas we can go with the Texans. Probably particularly would rather maybe defense. I mean, Emeka Buka's there. A nice slick route runner. Possession guy. Yeah, that's probably the play. It's like, yeah, it's the best play on the board. I'm gonna go ahead and do that. My Miami Dolphins, you know what? What can I take here? Probably for me, it's Warren Morgan, right? I don't want to take safety. I'm not opposed to taking an interior player. Knowing Graham Barton might be able to play on the outside. If anything, we have a guard. Robert Hunt is a free agent. I think I might just roll the dice on Graham Barton. Well, okay. The guy was recruited as a center, I believe, or maybe he was recruited as a guard, played center early. I can't remember. Okay, I literally have it right here in front of me. Let's just read his background. Where do I have you? Right here. All right, he was recruited as a guard. He played center his freshman season and then moved to left tackle. You know what? I'll take that type of versatility for the Dolphins. All right, now we're here with the Dallas Cowboys. And the world is my oyster. The world is, in fact, my oyster. Man. I think wide receiver. I don't mind taking the next wide receiver off the board here. I really don't. I think I kind of want to take a freak. For me, that freak is Xavier Leggett. Like, AD Mitchell is nice too. Oh, AD Mitchell might be actually. Keep him in Texas. I think you're getting a slicker route runner. You're just not getting that size, speed. Yeah, you know what? We'll keep AD Mitchell in Texas. I'm gonna go with that. You can move on from Gallup. I said Galloway. Gallup. Then you got Cooks. You got CeeDee Lamb. I don't think there's any other options. Yeah, no, that is the option for me. Just based on how the board fell. I know a lot of people think they need to go offensive line. I don't think they have to. I really, really don't. I don't think you have to force Jordan Morgan or Troy Fashanu here. Because if you look on day 2, I think day 2 is actually pretty rich with offensive line talent in general. Okay, we got the Detroit Lions. Their guard play actually has been pretty bad, so we could look at Fashanu here. I don't think Fashanu fits what Detroit does, blocking scheme-wise. Maybe Braylon Trice. Get some edge help across from Hutchinson. You could do JT Tuimoloau. You could do Trice. I think Trice is starting to turn it on, and now he's getting back in that first round discussion. We could talk about the corner class because I think there's still a lot of people like Kalen Keene. I'm a little down. I'm a little further down on him. If anything, Lassiter's the next guy up for me. I might take Trice. I think Lassiter's really good. Where do they have Lassiter? A lot of people really like Arnold too, man. I mean, yeah, you could throw him in that fold. Oh, dude, day 2 is gonna be so good with corner though. Yeah, I think I'm just gonna take the edge. Because like this edge class, like I think after you get past like maybe pick 50, pick 60, I think the fall off is pretty big, pretty hefty. Opposed to corner that I think day 2 is gonna be littered with all kinds of good corners. So I'll take Trice. He's coming on hot right now. Jaguars. Oh man, this could be the Fashanu pick. Actually, no. I kind of want to go with a receiver. I know Calvin Ridley's been turning it on, but he is a free agent, so maybe looking at something a little bit different. You could walk into free agency and try to find some nice value veterans for the offensive line. What size Fashanu at? Like, I guess Fashanu could probably. I mean, he could play center, which I mean, I don't think the Kentucky Cats worked out too well yet. That other guard, but you get Walker Little. Walker Little has been banged up, has been hurt. Fashanu could play guard or play tackle on a pinch. People have been mentioning corner, but again, corner rich on day 2. You have Darius Williams, who's phenomenal. Campbell been plagued by, I think, the hamstring injury. So I think I'm gonna go with the freak wide receiver. We're gonna go with. Leggett. Kansas City Chiefs. I would love a wide receiver. Shoot, man, who would be the guy to? Who would be the guy here? I kind of want to go with. I love Brian Thomas. Troy Franklin's real nice as well. I think Thomas they're very similar prospects. I think Franklin's more put together as a route runner this season, but Thomas has got the better size. I think he probably has a little bit of a higher ceiling. They're very close. I mean, those are the next 2 guys I look for to be off the board. After that, it's probably like Polk and McConkey. I mean, Worthy, speed does kill. Juice, he's going back to school. I think I am going to go with Brian Thomas. San Francisco 49ers. I think I'm going to take the tackle here. Oh, corner though. Ooh, corner. I could definitely do corner. I've been talking about how much that day 2 is going to be littered with good corners. Yeah, I'm a big fan of Jordan Morgan. I think I'm going to snag him here. Baltimore Ravens. Kind of a tough team to go for. I'm not going to touch one of the safeties. They just don't need it. A lot of people like Leonard Taylor. I just don't think he's done enough to warrant a first rounder, and I think a big part of that is on how he's been schemed up, playing a lot in the nose. It's just not something he's going to do in the NFL. I like Kamari Lassiter, but I think Terrion Arnold. I mean, maybe, dude, going with an Alabama corner worked so well with Marlon Humphrey. Why not double down on that? Yeah. No, I think I like that. All right, and then we got the Philadelphia Eagles. What do we want? What can we get them? There's JT Tuimoloau. I do think safety could be in play, though. Sidney Brown's supposed to be the guy for the future to pair up with I assume with Reed Blankenship. I assume that's what Sidney Brown's there for. But it doesn't hurt taking a swing. Like Tyler Nubbin's really good value. Cameron Kitchens isn't a bad option here. I don't think they go wide receiver. I mean, I know they could go corner. Again, this is a team that likes to address the need before it becomes a need. And I don't know, I'm just kind of waiting for Bradbury and Slay for their play to fall off. I know that they like Eli Ricks. They got Keely Ringo there too. So yeah, maybe we just go with the edge. Call it a day. JT2 and Milau. They did just waive Derek Barnett. That's kind of funny. Not funny that he lost shot, but it's just I'm surprised he's been with the squad that long. But yeah, I think we'll go with JT. I think I'll go with JT to end this draft. And that's it. Golly, dude. This mock feels long. I really talked out all this for y'all. But hopefully it's good content. Right? Hopefully it gives y'all a good perception of where my head is at with some of these picks. Yeah, I mean, we thought about other trades we could have done, but again, the Dolphins just don't have, I think, the draft capital to move up. Would have loved to got on Marius Mims, but just I didn't have the picks unless I like gave away multiple midday 3 picks, and it just, if you're the Steelers, that feels kind of, or if you're the Seahawks, feels kind of meaningless. And plus, Michael Penix is on the board. It's like, yeah, let's just take the swing there. But yeah, no, I think it's a fine draft. I think it's fine. We only had the 2 trades. So yeah, let me know what you think in the comment section below. That's it for the video. Go ahead, do that YouTube thing. And as always, till next time, you be easy, my friends. Later.